Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your favorite girl talk with Prash, and today guys I bring you a new movie. Now the name of this movie is called Kayimas Darkness, and this movie is starring Ekama Etim Inyang, Eso Dike, Akim Ogara, Nonso Odogo, Chemaka Olasi, alongside other amazing actors, actresses, and the entire cast and crew. So now guys, let's get into this movie. Now you know when people say fear men, then fear who no fear men. Forgive me, I just had to laugh because this movie, I could not believe my eyes, I could not believe my ears. Now, the movie started off with this beautiful young lady called Kayima. Now, Kayima is Ekama Etim Inyang in the movie, and Ekama had this boyfriend whose name was Raymond. Now, Raymond is Akim Ogara in the movie. Now, Kaima has been gushing about Raymond to her dad, Mr. Richard. So she has been gushing about him, telling her dad how much she likes this boy and all that. And her dad is like, of course, bring him home, let me see him. And he comes to the house, and Mr. Richard speaks with him, and Mr. Richard, like, they vibe well. Do you get? So it's more like, whenever a child brings a man to come and meet their parents, it shows the level of seriousness between the two people that are dating. Okay, at least that is what you would expect. Tell me why the next day Kaima goes over to Raymond's house to go visit him as per her man. She's going to her mom's place, and she meets this breastilicious young woman in Raymond's house. And the lady is asking Kaima, like, who are you and what are you doing here? And Kaima is like, excuse me, I should be asking you that question. Who are you and what are you doing in my perfect in this place? And Kaima is like shouting, and Raymond, come now. Raymond now comes outside, and you would think that Raymond will explain to this breastilicious girl who Kaima is. And Raymond goes ahead to tell the other lady, the breastilicious lady, that Kaima is one of the chefs that comes to cook for him. And Kaima could not believe her eyes, she could not believe her ears. And when the girl now goes inside, she was like, Raymond, explain to me what's going on. And Raymond was like, this is my fiance, I'll talk to you later, please go. And he bangs the door at her face. Somebody that just met her father, like yesterday. Now, Kaima was so heartbroken that she got into her car and was heading home, and she unfortunately had an accident. Now, when she had that accident, she was rushed to the hospital, and it turns out that Kaima now became partially blind. Yes, for her to get her sight back, she has to do lots of surgery. She has to go for lots of scans and all that. So of course her dad, Mr. Richard, came to the hospital, and her doctor happened to be Dr. Maxwell, who is Eso Dike in the movie. And both of them, they were just talking. Mr. Richard was talking to Maxwell and everything about Kaima, how he wants her to see, that he would do anything for her to see. You could see how much Mr. Richard loves his daughter. So now Mr. Richard was asked to head home. He should just relax so that when they give him the costs for the surgery for Kaima, then he can come over to the hospital and pay. Only for we not to hear anything from Mr. Richard anymore. Now, Kaima didn't know where her father was. Obviously, she was blind and in the hospital. They tried calling him. His number was not going. Went home to look for him. He was not at home. And fortunately for Kaima, her father had this HMO. So the HMO was able to cover Kaima's hospital bills and everything. And Kaima went back home. Of course, Dr. Maxwell decided to when somebody just genuinely cares for somebody, he decides to take her home and helped her to get a living care person that was going to be helping her to do everything she needed to get done. And all this while, Kaima was so worried because she didn't know where her father was. Of course, who would not be worried? They had tried calling the father, nothing, no, as in, there was no way they could not track him. Then One day she was sitting in the parlor with Dr. Maxwell and somebody calls her, and that was when she realizes that her father has been kidnapped. Now they kidnapped her father and they were asking for 100 million naira, that she should bring 100 million naira unless they were going to kill him. Of course, Kayima is blind. Where will she get 100 million from? Now that was when this her stupid boyfriend, ex-boyfriend Raymond now comes. He now comes, he's apologizing, saying he has broken up with his ex-fiancée, that he wants Kayima back. And Kayima was like, no, she's not going to take him back. And even if she wanted to, that she cannot even say that she's blind. And immediately the guy heard that Kayima was blind. He stood up and left. Now, of course, back to Kaima's dad that was missing. They tried to find him. They could not get him. So Dr. Maxwell, because he had started vibing with Kayima and he had started having feelings for Kayima, he decided that he was going to pay the ransom. So he went, he borrowed money, and he paid the ransom to bring Mr. Richard back home. Now, not only did they pay the ransom, they now decided to like put a tracker on the money to be able to find who kidnapped Mr. Richard. This was after Mr. Richard had come back home, and they now tracked, and they found out that the person that kidnapped Mr. Richard was none other than Raymond. Yes, the ex-boyfriend that threw her out of it, like banged the door on her face. He was the one that kidnapped Mr. Richard. So after they found out, the police swooped in. Of course, they arrested Raymond, and of course they arrested his Bertilicious girlfriend, because she too was involved in what was going on. They arrested both of them. And then, of course, Kayima and Maxwell, at this point, they were already having feelings for themselves. And then the next thing we saw was Dr. Maxwell engaging Kayima. It's such a beautiful movie, guys. If you're interested in watching this movie, head over to Chinedu Benjamin TV to watch the movie. The name of the movie is called Kayimas Darkness Again. Now, with this movie, what you would learn is be careful who you bring into your corner. Be careful who you bring into your space. Not everybody that is in your corner is there because they genuinely like you, because they genuinely love you. Most people come into your corner because of what they can get from you. So be very careful about that, and be careful. Choose wisely and pray. Pray, because you might choose wisely, and at the end of the day, you might think you have chosen wisely, but at the end of the day, you're just a human being. You don't see things that are spoken about you when you're not there. You don't hear things that are said about you when you're not there. You can't really read into people's minds and people's thoughts. So at the end of the day, be prayerful, guys. So guys, this is your say. Please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscription is totally and will always be free, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.